say we millennials are always looking down, right? We're glued to our phones. We don't know how to communicate anymore. Think about it. When's the last time you solved a problem without Google, Siri, or Alexa? All of these technology advancements as if they're such a bad thing. Well, I had no way of knowing technology would save this millennial's life and serve as the foundation for my greatness. Last year, I proudly walked across the stage in front of thousands of people, including my parents and my teenage daughter, to receive my doctorate in educational technology. Since I was a young girl, I've always had a vivid imagination. However, this moment was unimaginable when I was being expelled from high school 20 years ago. I remember the moment my fate changed like it was yesterday. It was the summer of 1997, just a few weeks before my 15th birthday. I had dreaded this day for over a week since being suspended for the fourth and final time. I sat alongside my parents in the principal's office, afraid and unsure of what was going to happen next. My parents pleaded the case for me not to be expelled. She's a straight-A student. She has potential. She deserves another chance. Despite their pleas, the principal calmly and surely stated, I was expelled. Due to my pattern of fighting and disruption, they had no other choice. Now that day, or no day before, did anyone ask me, why are you so mad? Why are you so sad? We never dug into the reasons for my overwhelming anger issues. Now, Google wouldn't be invented until a year later, so I couldn't Google my symptoms like we do today. I couldn't find someone with a similar experience, and I definitely didn't understand the immense pain that I felt inside. My pain began when I was molested by a relative at the age of 10 years old. This robbed me of my innocence, and I wasn't able to process the shame, and I didn't realize I wasn't to blame for what happened to me. Shortly after that, my parents' marriage fell apart. My mom abruptly moved my brother and I 1,400 miles away from our childhood home. One day, we were in Atlanta, Georgia. The next day, we were in Denver, Colorado. I didn't realize at the time, my dad truly loved us. He wanted to be there with us. However, he was dealing with untreated trauma following his time in the Vietnam War. I missed my dad so much. Just when I was coping with a new school, new friends, a new place, I would learn from a cousin on summer break playing Truth or Dare that I was adopted, and my birth mother suffered from a mental illness. Within the span of a few years, my identity was shook to the core. I didn't know who I was anymore. It would be many years later before I was able to unpack the immense trauma that led to those years of rebelling in high school and eventually moving out of my parents' home at the age of 16. I was 17 years old with my own apartment. I was working full-time, attending high school full-time, and I was determined to pay rent on time. I was all alone, I was broke, and I was depressed. My future, my possibilities, they all looked bleak until the summer of 2000 when everything changed. There were two experiences that shifted my life from struggling to success. The first experience occurred one day while I was out grabbing lunch in the middle of working a double shift. I met a lady who physically looked like me. However, she was living a completely different life. She was in college. She was thriving. She was working, and she was happy. This lady represented what my life could look like, despite the immense pain that I had experienced. According to the psychologist Maslow, who's best known for creating Maslow's hierarchy of needs, in order for an individual to become self-actualized, they must have what he refers to as a peak experience. A peak experience shifts your perspective of yourself and your reality. My second peak experience would occur later that week when I mustered up the courage to meet with a career advisor at a computer technology college. I walked into the school nervous, unsure, and I sat down and I shared my interests, and she walked me through the computer technology program. I will never forget when I saw those numbers on the page. I could attend school at night and eventually earn up to $75,000 a year. Goodbye, hot dogs and potato chips every day. Hello, filet mignon. In that moment, I didn't know how I would finish school. I definitely didn't know how I would pay for school. What I did know is whatever it took, I was going to earn a computer technology degree. When I enrolled in college in 2000, one of the first challenges that I had to figure out was how was I going to complete my homework. I knew with my work schedule, there was no way that I would be able to get to the computer lab each day to complete my assignments. I sacrificed everything. I saved up every penny and every dollar I had, and I purchased two things, a computer and a cell phone. Now, I get it, in our current day, it doesn't seem like a big deal. My teenager has the latest cell phone. However, in 2000, technology was not as affordable or accessible. According to the US Census Bureau, only 50% of households had a personal computer, compared to 90% in 2016. On top of that, as a minority adult learner and a first-generation college student, I was the anomaly for having a personal computer, and I was extremely proud about it. I sat it on the kitchen table, and I felt like it was a piece of furniture. Having the technology of a computer and a cell phone drastically changed my life. The way that I worked, the way that I studied, the way that I communicated with friends. Before having a computer, Google Scholar, I would spend countless hours at the library researching, finding the right books, typing, editing before I could submit a paper. There were no fancy cell phone ringtones to wake me up for work. It was a traditional alarm clock. My career search was limited to the ads that I would pick up at the local gas station. Trying to contact employers, share my resume, submit applications, it was nearly impossible without a computer. According to a study by Pew Research, in 2015, 53% of young adults have used a smartphone in their career search. Could you all imagine a career search today without a PC or a cell phone? It would be challenging. Having access to technology gave me access to unlimited information. I began to see that with technology, I could access the tools to brighten my future. And I knew that in order to achieve not just the professional, but also the personal opportunities that I wanted for myself, I would have to heal my emotional trauma. Now, when you think of healing from emotional trauma, you don't likely think about technology. You probably think counseling therapy, friend therapy, retail therapy, maybe even food therapy, not likely technology. However, in the early 2000s, the internet was buzzing with educators and motivational speakers who were offering tools and resources to heal from emotional trauma and developing your professional and personal goals. With my personal computer and AOL dial-up internet, I took advantage of all of it. I would listen to audiobooks on emotional healing, technology, leadership, on the way to work, on the way to school, anytime I had an opportunity to. I knew I couldn't afford to attend these experts' conferences, and I wanted to soak in the information. Through technology, I became an adult learner in two senses of the phrase, in professional and personal development. With resilience and hard work, I built a successful career in information technology, and I've served as a senior leader in several Fortune 500 companies. When I realized the power of technology to transform my life, I became committed to helping others realize this power too. This commitment propelled me to earn my PhD, and I did so as a single mom working full-time. A study spearheaded by Dr. Michelle Porsche found that an individual that experiences childhood trauma is twice as likely to drop out of high school compared to an individual that has not experienced trauma. I am the proof that despite the odds, despite the statistics, despite the predictions, you can harness your pain and turn it into power with technology. With the rapid rate of technology innovation, changing our education system, our workplace, our social connections, technology skills are no longer a luxury. Let me leave you with this thought. While my share today may have been about me, my life, and what I've been through, I'm no different from you. We all have some type of pain that can propel us into power. These are the 4 steps that you can take today to create a powerful life. First, visualize your success. Get a clear picture about what you want for your life and have that visual. Second, commit to your success. It's going to require hard work. With the commitment, you can do it. Third, leverage technology to attain your success. We live in the information age. Take advantage of it. Finally, when you achieve your success, share it. Thank you all.